Welcome back, everyone. I'm Paco.
And I'm Deb. And this is the Real Twin Flame Talk,
where we get real about love and connection.
Hello and welcome to our podcast, The Real Twin Flame Talk with Paco and Déborah, episode 2. The journey begins. Paco's story.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I wonder what this episode has in store.
Yeah, exactly. Let's start with my story. How did my twin flame story begin? And when I kind of was feeling into it and looking into my past, how my story began, I realized my twin flame story began the first time I felt in love.
Really? When
Yeah.
was that?
The first time I felt in love, I was a teenager.
Oh, such a young age.
Yeah, and
How old were you when you fell in love for the first time?
yeah, I was kind of 12, 13.
Oh, you were like a little... Oh my God, this is so sweet. Yeah, go.
Okay. Yeah, and as I was never allowing myself to really feel my true feelings and really kind of approaching them and looking for a solution to really get what I desire, I always cut off in this moment to keep going. And I did that since I was 13. I just cut off my kind of story there.
Okay, I get it.
And I did something people were telling me I should do. And I was never following this good feeling kind of where this falling in love feeling guides you.
Oh.
And this was my story. My story began always with that. And I repeated that year after year. And woman I felt in love with, to woman I felt in love with, and then always giving into someone who kind of was in love with me and going into a relationship I didn't really want to. And so I cut off this circle of life in truth. I kind of felt in love. This person was not loving me back, and I cut off my feeling and kind of this circle of...
And you just move on to the next one.
Exactly. And this was repeating again and again and again and again until...
You got tired.
I felt so awful, so frustrated in all areas of my life. My health felt awful. My career, I was so burned out in my career that I said to my boss I need to work part-time because I was kind of leaking my energy left and right with this pattern of cutting off what I really desire in all areas of my life. I was living in a shitty apartment because I didn't have enough money anymore to afford something better. I was working part-time. I became frustrated in romance. I never will get it. I never will find the one because they are never loving me back, the one I fell in love with. And at this point in my life, why I felt like frustrated and depressed and nothing will change and just numbing out with... I changed with what I numb out. Sometimes I was just numbing out with spiritual practice. Then I was numbing out with drinking a lot of alcohol. Then I was numbing out with
Smoking
cigarettes, or then I was numbing out with helping other people that I don't need to focus on myself. So I had a lot of things I was doing to not focusing on myself, not taking time for myself.
Not getting clear on what you really want.
Not getting clear what I really desire, to this point in my life where I felt like nothing. This is the feeling I had. I felt like nothing. I felt like I have nothing. I am nothing.
This is not worth it.
This nothing is worth it, and I don't want to do anything anymore. I felt just depressed, deeply depressed in truth. And I still did like everything is okay with people around me. I was the little funny one, and I was the one who helped the others, and it was so good around being around me. But when I was alone, I felt like nothing.
I know this feeling.
My life felt boring. Everything felt boring. I was just bored. And frustrated. That was Was
There's
my life
nothing
is
more
about.
than a man feeling frustrated.
And bored. And so kind of this was a crisis. I was in my 30s.
Also, this went on for like 18 years.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Yeah, of course the cycles kind of changed as I...
Yeah, of course, like they kind of grew up as you grew, but at the core it didn't change.
No, I was doing this almost 2 decades.
Wow.
It's awful. I was doing this, so after 2 kind of decades, it became so awful that I prayed to God to help me. I prayed to the universe, help me. I don't know what to do anymore. And then I felt in love again. And I said to God, it will become a shit show again. I know, like always.
Well, that's a way of keeping the hopes high, huh?
And it was a shit show, like always. And I said, no, I cannot. No, not a shit show anymore. And it became so uncomfortable for me that I started, like Déborah was sharing in the first episode on the story on her, and I started to ask the internet. I asked Google, what should I do? No, I didn't.
Google, what can I do?
No, I didn't ask Google, what should I do? Just asked Google for help.
Yeah, but it's a good starting point.
I don't remember what I wrote, but I was also in the spiritual, together with the spiritual people I met, and then I was listening to the spiritual radio, and I think this was the first time I was hearing the word twin flame, because they were speaking about this in the spiritual radio station in German. And I heard this word twin flame, and then, something interesting again after decades of being bored.
Something spiked your interest again.
Something spiked my interest. And then I was kind of all for it. Like, I'm giving all into it, because this was kind of the last lifeline I kind of saw. And then, okay,
Now let's find out. Like, what is this twin flame stuff about?
what is this about? Is this resolving all my problems? Is this bringing some
relief?
Is this bringing joy back? And God said, yes, keep going. I had always a close relationship with God. Even I didn't spoke about this with people around me, because in these times, kind of when you speak about God, it's kind of old-fashioned. But I always had a very nice connection with God, and he said, if you would like to have a better life, keep going there. Okay, so I went there. I trusted him. I always trusted him. Even sometimes it became a shit show, and when
sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. But after kind of I followed this guidance in going with this twin flame stuff, I started to realize why all of this happened in my life, all these shit shows. And so I Googled, I started reading blogs about twin flames. I started to search in the internet, and I was not really, I was more living like a modern hippie, so I was not in this YouTube stuff and Facebook stuff, and God, it
No,
was
here in Germany and Austria, you don't really like the Facebook thing.
no, I was like, oh God, I don't need that. I'm a good person. I'm living in the woods person, but didn't realize that in truth I am very numbed out to what I truly desire. And because it was not truly the lifestyle I desired for myself either. So on the side,
No, it's okay. Like, you can get to enjoy that aspect, but it's not what you would like to do.
I had to overcome a lot of resistance in just going where God guides me, but it's about this technical stuff with internet. And I had a younger brother, he kind of was very open to that, and he always invited me looking in YouTube and why I don't get a cell phone for myself.
Oh, you didn't have a cell phone
No.
either? Oh my God.
No. And then I started to do that, and so I realized, YouTube is cool. Okay, then I was watching YouTube videos, and then I don't know how it happened. Out of nowhere, there were videos about twin flames. First, I was watching a tarot readers who kind of were speaking about twin flames, and then kind of there were other videos where they were explaining about twin flames, and I found one of our friends from the Twin Flames universe community speaking about twin flames in German.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked what he said. It was grounded, it was peaceful, and it felt logical, and it felt like, oh, he's just telling the truth. He's just
Like it
really
made sense.
yeah, he knows what he's speaking about. And then he also shared where he got all this stuff from, and it was from Jeff and Jalia from Twin Flames Universe. And then, okay, let's watch their YouTube videos. They have also YouTube videos. And this was the point. In the past, I would have just cut off myself and said, no.
Yeah, you will have found like excuses not to follow.
Yeah. And then when I was watching the videos, I realized, no, this is the point in my life where I have to keep going for myself and not start to numb out with helping someone else again, or making party the whole weekend, or more than the whole weekend. And this is the first time I learned, no, I have to stay present here with what I desire. I desire to feel better. I desire to share my life with my one person in truth. And I desire to feel better also in my career. And I desire to feel better in my health. And I would like to learn that I have meaning in my own life. And it's about me.
Yeah, and would have been a little like, not to judge, but a little bit stupid to be crying out for like so much help in such a moment where you were not feeling good about a lot of aspects of your life, and then having the answer in front of you and just not taking it.
Yeah, I was invited from the universe to leave my comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And leaving my comfort zone meant I need to let go of suppressing my desires. Because my comfort zone was all my life to not allow myself to feel what I truly desire, and to not allow myself to do everything to get this desire. And to learn something new, or to realize what your desire is, you need to learn something new, and you need to receive also help. So I got tested by the universe in the moment that first I need to allow myself, I have desires in all areas of my life. I had desires in all areas of my life. I didn't want to live in the shitty apartment in the ghetto anymore, because I had a great job. I was earning good money, but I was not allowing myself to realize I would like to live in a nice apartment. So I decided to live in a shitty apartment. And this brought me to my twin flame journey, because my life felt so uncomfortable in all areas of my life. I never had money, even I was always working. I always did something that made my life worse. So I was not really good in making decisions that are good for me. I was very good in making good decisions for others, taking care for others, being responsible for others, helping others, that they have a better life. But I was so worse in
God
doing that
forbid
for
you
myself.
have a good life too.
For myself, yeah, exactly. And so life tested me. Are you doing the same shit like always, or are you taking care of yourself now?
Are you gonna make a change now?
Yeah, do you do a change now? And this was some years I were here in discussion with God. No, I cannot do that, and I needed a year to buy the book. Deborah was speaking about
twin flames, finding your ultimate lover.
Yeah, they're speaking about this. Kind of sounds very good, but yeah, okay, it's for others, not for me. Again,
the bloody resistance.
Yeah, again, my comfort zone. I felt so comfy in it already.
Was it comfortable though?
I thought so. Then I bought the book, and then also I had experience with the miracles, and I thought, oh my God, what life can feel like. I can feel good, even it was for some minutes.
Then you realized that the comfort zone was not so comfortable anymore.
The comfort zone felt like I realized that.
I love your brutally honesty.
Yeah, my comfort zone felt like everything felt like really. I always I was a sportive person, and I felt really good in my body, and I felt awful because I was the cage became smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And of course, this feels like when left and right and from above and from below, it's pressure,
Yeah,
pressure.
you start to put yourself in a box, and that box becomes smaller every
Yeah,
time.
exactly. Yeah, and I had some relationships. The first one was a show. I lost money. She was shitting on me left and right. This woman I was with, she was lying to me from the beginning. Yeah, then I felt in love always, and they never decided to be with me. I don't know how often that happened to me. At some point, I didn't count it anymore. And then I was in a relationship with my second relationship was with a very cool person. But at some point, I realized, yeah, it would be a very good friend, but romantically, we don't fit at all.
Yeah.
So, okay, from the beginning, I felt, yeah, cool friend, but not the person
That you can
yes,
build a deeper
yeah.
romantic relationship with.
Yeah, and I was in this relationship off and off, like you were sharing also, until this point where it became so uncomfortable for the both of us to be together again that we realized, yeah, nah, this doesn't function. And then after that, I didn't want to do that anymore, and I felt in love. Always this drama, and never they
You will never reciprocate
no, never
my feelings.
Oh, yeah, what so yeah, for years.
And it was always like the same experience as you were including the teachings and the mirror exercise too, or this was just prior to the teaching?
This was all prior to the teaching, and like I shared, I needed some months to see, okay, I would like to read this book too, and I would like to learn about this mirror exercise. Yeah, and then I had this mirror exercise, and then I realized, okay, all my life, this mirror was presented directly in my face because I never chose to be with myself, with my true self. I never chose to accept that I am a man. All my life, this was presented to me. The women I felt in love with, deeply in love, they never decided to be with me. Like I never decided to be with myself. I never decided to take care of myself. I never decided to respect my feelings. They were just mirroring exactly that. And I realized, okay, it's not cool to be realizing what you do to yourself, but also there is the solution in respecting that the twin flame, your twin flame is also your perfect mirror, and your life is your perfect mirror. And when I realized this all is a mirror, I realized, okay, I understand now why I came to all this crisis, because all my life, what I did to myself were hurting me, were bringing me deeper into misery, were deeping me deeper into depression, and was not helping me to feel better or to create a life that I like to live. In truth, I did everything to
Have the opposite.
Yeah, and that's why the contrast of a good life became so big and loud in my life. But the moment I realized this is not necessary and I can change that, even it's deeply rooted in me, I started to realize, okay, now I just have to commit to this. And as I commit to changing and being open to change, things will start to feel better and things will change in my life. And that's the only thing I did in the beginning of my twin flame journey. And
you just allowed yourself to change.
I just allowed myself to change. That's all I did, because I was not able to do more than that, because I didn't had energy to do anything else, to be honest. I was on the lowest.
Yeah, when you're feeling like your life doesn't really have any meaning and it doesn't make any sense to live it, and you're at a very low point in your life.
Jumping around like Tigger from Winnie Pooh. Yeah, oh, the wonderful life. What do we do today? No, it was like,
Oh my God, yet another day. This.
I was like the donkey. Okay, what's going on today? That was how I felt. So what brought me to my twin flame journey? Deep depression, meaningless, feeling meaningless.
Yeah.
That brought me to my twin flame journey because I kind of was on my knees in every area of my life. My relationships felt not good. Also, my friendships felt not good. Kind of a fights all with all of them, or I never felt respected, or yeah, my job didn't feel good. What brought me to my twin flame journey? Me being honest, I don't like my life. I don't like my.
Yeah, it was like a very like a deep emotional crisis.
Yeah, I had
Like
you,
mine was kind of like on the outside.
Yes.
Like, of course, it was a feeling. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
Like this all feels.
Yeah, but I had a deep emotional crisis. Exactly.
Mm.
And this is what brought me to my twin flame journey. And I started to learn that it's okay to feel not good. I just allowed myself to feel what feels not good, because without me realizing what is not feeling good for me, I can then to kind of look what I would like to change, how I can change, and this all helped me to realize, it feels also good to receive support, and it feels also good to have someone who can assist you on this. And then kind of I was reading the book, uh, going deeper into social media, allowing myself to have a Facebook account, and not freaking out when people approach me and would like to have relationships with me, because I was so deeply hurt in all of that. And then kinda I received the Twin Flames universe community, where I found, there are people, they are really cool, that speak like it's the most normal thing about the Twin Flame journey and how painful it can be. Oh, then I hear this word dark night of the soul, and then I realized, okay, I'm going through a dark night of the soul, I have an emotional crisis. And then I realized, this is all kind of very normal in truth. And I felt like, I can resolve all of that. Even kind of, I just saw in front of me
Like the unsurmountable mountain.
a big mountain full of.
Yeah. But it was a gift wrapped up.
Yeah, exactly. And so I stayed there because I tried the teachings from Jeff and Jalia. And always when I was committed to it and really working through it with their mirror exercise, afterwards I felt better. And because I experienced that in my own life, just making changes in all areas of my life and feeling better in all areas of my life, I committed to it again and again, and I stayed there because everything they said was true. After I read the book, I started to support myself with a person who was longer on the journey already, with a coach, ascension coach. I was able to see where I leak my energy away so much that I cannot work full time anymore, and I closed this step by step. And after 2 3 months, I was able to talk to my boss and said I would like to work full time again. I feel better. I'm doing that, and they understood, and I found a way to work full time again. So and I also got a new place at my job where I felt, oh yeah, that's also feeling better for me to do that. That felt in truth very good to work this in this area. So cool, because I realized this I don't want to work in this place anymore because I'm just doing it because I can. I would like to do this other area in this job I was
Something
working.
with more meaning.
Yeah, with more meaning is kind of for me more meaning. In this job I'm working is in the job center, in the Austrian job center. It's able to kind of switch depart.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can move from one department to another.
And they allowed me to do that as I was working over 8 years there already. It felt better too. And I thought, that's cool.
So you kind of found your purpose after moving through this.
Yeah, in all of this transition in my job, I met then also a person where I felt, oh yeah, that's my true twin flame. And then I just kind of were on my way, already supporting myself with the teaching, and like what was my pattern at this time, just jumping into it without feeling my feelings. And it became also a again, but
Was a different one.
it was a different, at this time it was different, because I didn't felt like a victim to the situation anymore. I realized, okay, there needs to be a purpose for all of this, and with this time and this time, I realized God was helping me to get really clear with the relationships I had at this time, with my family, with the friends at that time, and also with the people at work. So that's the cool thing. That's the cool thing I like on the Twin Flame journey, when you really support yourself with the teachings of Twin Flames universe, is that everything in your life becomes meaningful. And then I learned, the relationships I have are not really good, because I kind of was honest now, sharing about the relationship I had with this person and how it feels, and the people in my life kind of were not supporting me. They kind of were more
Kind of like, yeah,
just pushing me away or telling me what I'm doing wrong. But the people in Twin Flames universe were listening to me and helping me to find the place where I can change something, where I can actively heal something, and go deeper in and getting a better life. So I realized, I was selling myself short in my relationships, in all my relationships. And this was a big
aha moment.
aha moment, kind of, wow, this twin flame journey is more than I thought. This twin flame journey really helps me to realize what I desire in my life.
So it was just more about, it was more than just being with this one person that you were looking to be with. For
It
your
was
life.
about this one person I desire to be with, and building the life I desire to have with this one person. So a whole new world opened up for me. And I just realized, okay, kind of this was a crisis then, in already being on the journey. But even this crisis happened, and kind of no one was with me anymore. I kind of lost everyone, my family, my friends.
Like the relationships you knew
I
kind of
lost
fell away.
all my relationships fell away, because I just stayed to my truth, to what I desire in my heart. I said yes to myself, and I committed again to myself, and I said yes to what I desire in my life. And when I did that, even everything fell away, but I still felt better. I found a treasure. I found a treasure in my heart. I found a life worth living. I was not in survival mode anymore. I was really living. And I enjoyed it. Even I was spending most of the time with myself. It was beautiful. I felt good. Every day I woke up, I didn't feel like, oh yeah, let's jump around like Tiger. No, but I felt not so deeply depressed and meaningless
Yeah, you were
anymore.
not like Garfield, like, oh my God, it's Monday.
Yeah, exactly. But I felt like, I feel good today. Or when I didn't feel good, I knew what to do now. I was able to help myself. Or when I was in an emotional crisis again, I knew where I can go, and I really receive loving support, that I then feel better, that I can live my life again and not being in survival mode the whole time.
Yeah, so you didn't need to stay in this like shitty place.
Exactly. And then kind of all this settled, and I felt like, And when I look back now, it's kind of a totally new life was opening up for myself. And I still was not together with my twin flame, Deborah, sitting now next to me. Like, this is another episode in this podcast, but this was my twin flame journey, how I came to my twin flame journey, and me committing to my twin flame journey and to this desire in my heart brought this new life, which felt much better than the life I had before, because I could live my core value, my most important value, honesty. And even it started to be honest with myself, because it starts with myself.
It has to start with yourself. If you're not honest with the fact that you don't like your life in any way, you're not going to do anything. Like, I was listening to your story, and it reminded me a little bit of the process that a person with an addiction has to move through. To at some point they have to recognize that they are having a problem. Otherwise they are not going to choose to like solve it in any way.
I was addicted.
And I feel like the twin flame journey starts for most of us in some way like that, recognizing that something doesn't feel good and we actually want to change something about it.
Yeah, I was working through addictions kind of along the way too. Kind of smoking was an addiction. I was not addicted to alcohol yet, but I was abusing it.
You're going in that direction, yeah.
Abusing it more, kind of more having a problem with it than kind of just enjoying it. But it's a nice thing, but I was kind of abusing it, so I was going in this direction. And it feels so good to be just honest to myself and to have honest relationships. And I love just being honest and living my life from an honest place.
Well, I've seen you for 2 years and you seem to be having a lot of fun.
Exactly, because
you're like 6:37 on a Saturday and let's get up, let's do something. Like, you're so full of energy, and that's very cool.
Exactly. And all this energy came back, like all this energy you were speaking about right now came back to me in me just committing to myself and my inner healing. And I was able to claim back all this power, and that I have the energy for myself. And it's not because I was doing this for 10 years now. I'm doing this practice, the mirror exercise, and studying the teachings from Jeff and Julia for 3 years, getting 4 years. And I'm living the best life I can imagine. And
in just 4 years.
Yeah, imagine that. How powerful this is. Like you said, you desire to have it. You like things to come fast. And I like that too. And just,
I wonder if we are twin flames.
Yeah, exactly. And it feels so cool to be together with you and building this life together and building our perfect life together and having centered love, God, harmony, and always coming to this place again and being honest with each other. You will learn more about our life together as twin flames in further episodes, but I can tell you, just going through these very uncomfortable things now, when I spoke with you about it now, I just kind of remembered how uncomfortable my life felt. But just being honest to myself at that point in my life that's not good, and what they are speaking about sounds like I would like to have that. That's how I spoke to myself. Kind of, can I have dreams? Can I have a desire just not living in a shitty apartment? Yeah, you can. Yes, you are worth it. Yes, you don't need to give everything away from yourself to just be allowed to exist. No, you are here because you're loved. You deserve everything you desire.
I think it's one of the most surprising experiences. Maybe you agree with me when we join the community. It's that you finally start seeing people who root for you rather than try to kind of bring you down.
Exactly. I was not used to that. Absolutely not. When I was with the
Me neither. I had all kinds of objections on my way.
And then I realized, first of all, I did it to myself. And then I stopped doing that, learning to kind of motivate myself and I applaud myself and root for myself instead of being shitty to myself. And then when I didn't allow that doing that to myself anymore, I of course didn't allow other people to do that to me anymore. And if they still wanted to do that to me and I said no, then of course this relationship falls away naturally. And that's the cool thing on the twin flame journey. Your twin flame loves you unconditionally, that your twin flame journey will not allow you to do that to yourself anymore. That's why it can be challenging. And on your end, you will have your challenges, but committed to myself, you can do that for yourself too. And yeah, that's my story. And what I really did is I committed to myself. That's the first thing I did. I stayed true to myself the first time in my life. I committed to myself. I have this, I would like to be together with this one person, my twin flame, my true love. That's what I desired my whole life. And this is the only thing I did. And every step I did was just a little shy, maybe not really good, maybe coming from not the really the right place, but that's the best I could do at that time. And that's enough. And I learned, okay, being kind of cool with myself, okay.
Just chill, dude.
Yeah, chill, dude, you can do that. And that's my story. And my story brought me to a wonderful life. And my story is full of uncomfortable feelings that just showed me that's not the way, that's not the way, that's not the way. That's all they did. They just showed me, no, that's not the way. It's
That's
the
not
way.
what you want.
That's not what you want. The way is what feels good to you. What do you desire? What really makes your life better? What makes your romantic life better? What makes your job life better? And there is a method to it, and it starts inside of me. And the moment it clicked and I realized that it starts inside of me, how I truly and honestly feel about things. It was a big changer, and it changed my whole life when I realized it's about how I feel about something, what feels good to me, and not giving up in the middle of the fear, no, going through it fully, or in the middle of the pain, no, going fully through it. And when I am at peace, what feels good for me? And that was the big changer. And as I just committed to doing that, that's all I committed to. Always going through it fully, that I can feel from a place of peace what feels good for me. My life changed for the better in all areas of my life. That's my story. My story is just a story full of change. So the beginning is also a story full of change.
Yeah, well, that's what the twin flame journey invites you. It's kind of like, okay, you're not feeling good about this. Do you want to change it?
Yes.
And it's kind of like the matrix, the red and the blue pill. Do you want this or you want that? Do you want this or you want that?
And I always said, yes, I would like to have the better thing.
Well, the better thing always feels better. And cool.
Exactly. So at the moment I realized that, and that I am strong enough, otherwise the universe would not ask me to change it now. I realized the universe loves me and just gives me something to change. I am ready to. Everything changed for the better. That's my story. And if you would like to get to know us better, you'll find the link to our website in the description. If you would like to get to know Twin Flames Universe better, you will find also the link for Twin Flames Universe in the description, also to the Twin Flames Universe Open Forum on Facebook. And in our next episode, we will speak about
How we came to know each other.
how we came to know each other.
How is it that we found each other across an ocean?
After we went through our crisis on separate corners on the earth.
How was it that you and I found each other?
She living in Argentina, me living in Austria, Europe. How is it that we're now sitting together in the same apartment? So stay tuned for our next episode.
And that's our time for today. Remember to keep that flame alive. Join us next time on The Real Twin Flame Talk.